Okay. So what is the migrating in cloud? Generally, whenever the new technologies have been changing in the IT market, the cloud computer is required to migrate from one technology to another technology. Say the one technology to another technology is nothing. For example, we are using the version of Java so and so, and when you using the technologies nowadays, the versions are keep on changing. So how effectively the cloud technologies are moving from one version to the another version. Simply say, for example, if we are working with an application in Java version 8.0, let us suppose, and after few days, after few years, the version can be changed. Here the concept of migrating is how the old versions, how the application can migrate to latest versions. Is the concept of migrating into the cloud. Means, for example, when you develop application with one version, and you are using the latest version now, so can our application is able to accept the new version changes or not? So if you want to migrate the cloud, you must have to think about some areas where we have to be more cautious. The first one is the security. And next one is the vendor management. And technical integration. Process and culture. Business. So these are the areas we have to focus. Areas to focus. While migrating into cloud. The cloud, when you want to change from one version to another version, we should be clear that how we can able to provide the security. For example, if I am using the antivirus so-and-so version, the cloud computing technology, and we are changing the technologies here, whenever you are changing the technologies, whenever you're changing the applications, are these applications are secure in the latest versions or not? Are these applications are providing additional features towards security or not? So the security is nothing but the application is adaptable to changes during integration. And hold the security of the application. Let us suppose I have developed one application in Java, and it is providing some security in the specific version. If you migrate into the new version, and you are trying to run the application, the new version. So the question is the new version. Is the new version will accept the changes. The new version will accept the changes. When you run the same application in the new version, means I have developed one application and run on the old version, and I would like to develop, I would like to run the same application on the new version. Is there any security aspects by changing the versions from one platform to the another platform is the issue? And next one, the vendor management. So here we are already aware that there are different vendors providing the different securities or different services in the cloud. The vendor management is nothing but, for example, I have used one vendor and take the supports of the vendor and develop one application. And I would like to enhance my application, means increase the capabilities of my application. In that case, the specific vendor is unable to provide the security. Then I will look for the alternative vendors. Now the question, whenever I would like to work with another vendors, are these vendors provides more security or not? See an example. I have developed an application, developed in our application using services of vendor one. Vendor one. Now I would like to change the vendor one to vendor two, as I need more technologies. So see here, for example, I am working with one vendor and the vendor is providing services to me. And now I would like to change to another vendor because of more technologies to be required. In this case, the question, are you able to manage the vendors or not? So it means whatever the terms and conditions given for the first vendor is also applicable to the second vendor, or what they are expecting from their side is also the important of vendor management. There is vendor management nothing but when you develop an application with the help of one vendor, and you would like to change the vendor which he is providing the more applications and compared to the vendor one. So are we able to maintain the vendor one and vendor two and get the more applications or not? This is the concept of vendor management. Simply say that how to control the vendors by the customer is the important concept of vendor management. And next one, technical integration. So what is the technical integration? So here, what is the technical integration here? So integration. The technical integration is nothing but and technical ఎప్పుడైనా వచ్చేదంటే ఎప్పుడైనా ప్రాబ్లం. Now most of the firm will migrate to the environment. See here, when an organization, for example, I am the organization, I am working with the normal technologies. I am working with the normal technologies, and I would like to change my technologies to the cloud versions. When you change a normal application into the cloud application and the cloud technology, what are the problem occurs during the transformation? So here that cloud simply say that here concept. So the concept is technical integration means the technical integration means, for example, a customer develop an application and he would like move it into the cloud, move it into the cloud. Now here the technical integration means what are the problems occurs while changing into the cloud. సో అంటే అర్థమేంటి అంటే నేను నార్మల్ గా చేసే అప్లికేషన్ ని ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ అప్లికేషన్ నుంచి క్లౌడ్ లో పెట్టదలుచుకున్నప్పుడు what are the problems we are facing is also called the technical issues in the technical integrations. Next one, process and culture. Process and culture. So what is the process? So means when you want to migrate the cloud technologies, is there any process to involve? Means we have to see the documents, we have to see these agreements, and are the agreements are not following very well or not. For example, say here some people may buy the services by the credit cards, and some people may buy the services by the online banking. So here, when anyone with a credit card can surf the website, the public cloud vendor, and get the information. Now the question, how to maintain these customers? Because the customer doesn't know here. The person doesn't know about the customers. They never see the customers also. But they are offering the services to the customer. And they are not paying, they are not coming directly paying the amount. Just they are paying the amount through the online or the otherwise the credit card or debit card and taking the services. So is there any process that is involved to take the services to the customer in a secure time? For example, see an example, say for example, a customer wants to use an application, The customer wants to use an application from the cloud. So what he will do? He will send a request to cloud for specific application. If he found the application, he will pay the amount for service to the vendor, to the service vendor. The service vendor and get the services. So this is the process involved. If a person want to take the service, first what we do, we will look for the services who are the different vendors providing the services. Then what will they do? He will select the vendor and he will pay the amount to the vendor and will take the service from the vendor. So while paying, they may pay using online or credit card or debit card. So now the question is how to manage the customer is there any process to know the customer details or the customer detail to be maintained to provide the security, valuable security? For example, I would like to use the services of Geo Network. I will go to the online site. I will select the vendor who is providing the Geo Network services, and I will look at the prices and I will select one price person, and I will book the application. So just you will provide only one thing, that is, you will provide your mail ID and your name and the contact number. Only these areas. The question here is how this can be validated. How this can be validated and find if the correct customer is genuine customer or not. That's why is there any process involved to identify the perfect customers and also providing the required resources to them is also a problem of integration. The next one, the last one, the business view. Last one is the business view. So what is the business view? See here, for example, I have developed one software and I place the software into the cloud. So why I need to place the software into the cloud? First one, I would like to offer my services to the public. And second, I would like to offer my services to the public and get some money. This is a concept, it's called the business, design a business process. So what is nothing but here, what we'll use, most of the enterprises invested trillions of money. So means no, many of the organizations are investing a lot of money on the cloud computing with new technologies. What the advantage of investing a lot of money here? Because of investment, they develop the technologies. By developing the technology, they will sell the technology to the different customers through online, through the cloud computing. So by the way, what they will get the business. So here, when you integrate it to the cloud computing, here it will provide a business to the customer, a business to the vendors or not. For example, see, many investors invest money on technologies. So in this case, we have to think that is the money invested using properly and getting revenue to the vendors, to the investors. So this is the concept of business. So means whatever the amount they are investing by the investors in the technologies, because of the integration that will provide the revenue to them. For example, I got a loan from the bank and start developing an application. I have to develop an application for the cost of the 10 lakhs. For the cost of 10 lakhs. Now, if I would like to place my application in the cloud, because of this process, am I getting the amount which I have invested or not? And is it really profitable if I place my application to the cloud? Is nothing but the business view. So these are all called the issues that will arise by migrating into the cloud. See, I will explain one by one. The first one, what are here the issues in migrating to cloud? The first one is about the security. Nothing but, have we able to provide the security because of making it to the cloud. Second one, how do you maintain the vendors? Because there are so many vendors in the cloud providing the different services. Now, how to maintain these vendors is also the important one. The next one, technical integration. Because in cloud, there are so many technicals, which is the latest versions. Now, are these latest versions are adaptable by the different applications or not? Is also one of the issue. Next one, process and culture. So generally, when you want to take the services, you can able to pay through the credit cards or debit card, whatever it will be. So while doing all these things, the question are is any process involved for doing the transaction in correct way or not? It's also called the process and culture issues. The last one, the business view. The business view, the business view. If most of the investors are investing on the development of application, are we able to generate the business by the amount which is invested by the investors and provide the revenue for them in nothing but the concept of business view. So these are all the 5 points which will become as issues by migrating into the computer clouds. So what is the migrating is nothing but switching from normal application to the cloud application. Okay. This is enough for today. I think you are busy, I think. Huh? No?
Sir.
Busy ఉన్నావా?
లేదు సార్ దాంట్లో
No issue. Okay.
చాలా సార్ హలో